The jungle is thick, the air heavy with heat and silence. A dim lantern flickers in a wooden hut, casting long shadows against the walls. Somewhere outside, the sound of wings, too large for any bird, cuts through the stillness. The villagers know better than to look out the window. They clutch their rosaries, whispering prayers under their breath, because if they look up, they might see it. A woman, or at least half of one. Her torso is floating in mid-air, massive bat-like wings spread against the moonlight. Below her lower half stands motionless, abandoned. A long, slithering tongue reaches out, searching for blood. This is the manananggal, one of the most terrifying creatures in Filipino folklore. A monster that separates itself from its own body and takes to the night, hunting for prey. But where did this horrifying legend come from? And is it really just a story? The manananggal is one of the most feared creatures in the Philippines, and its legend dates back centuries. The name itself comes from the Tagalog word tanggal, meaning to separate or to remove, describing the creature's most horrifying ability, the power to split itself in two. It is often described as a beautiful woman by day, blending in with normal society, but when night falls, she undergoes a monstrous transformation. Her upper torso tears away from her lower body, leaving her waist and legs behind while she takes to the sky, massive bat-like wings carrying her over villages and isolated homes. But she's not just flying for the thrill, she's hunting, and her favorite prey, pregnant women. According to legend, the manananggal has an insatiable craving for the hearts of unborn children. She hovers over the thatched roofs of rural homes, using her long, needle-like tongue to slip through cracks and openings. With it, she pierces the wombs of sleeping women, slowly draining the life from their unborn babies. By the time the mother awakens, it's too late. The manananggal is already gone, her hunger temporarily satisfied. But she doesn't stop there. Some stories claim she preys on lonely travelers or men who have been unfaithful to their wives, luring them with her beauty before revealing her monstrous form. By the time they realize the danger, she's already upon them, ripping them apart with razor-sharp claws. Many villagers claim to have encountered the manananggal, and their stories have been passed down for generations. One of the most famous encounters happened in the 1950s, when reports of a flying creature terrorized a small town in the Philippines. Locals described a woman with bat-like wings seen circling their homes at night. Chickens and livestock were found mysteriously drained of blood. Pregnant women were warned to stay indoors, and men began keeping knives under their pillows, a common Filipino superstition to ward off evil spirits. In another chilling case, a group of men on a fishing trip near a dense jungle claimed they saw a strange figure perched in a tree. As they approached, it suddenly leapt into the air, revealing enormous wings. The men ran, hearing the sound of flapping behind them, but when they turned to look, the creature was gone. They later found deep claw marks on the tree where it had been sitting. Even today, in rural areas, some villagers claim to hear strange noises at night, flapping wings in the darkness, an eerie whispering sound. Whether it's the wind or something else, no one dares to find out. Unlike vampires in Western folklore, the manananggal has a unique weakness: its own abandoned lower half. When it splits its body to take flight, the lower half remains standing, lifeless but crucial. If someone finds the lower body and sprinkles salt, vinegar, or crushed garlic on the exposed flesh, the manananggal can never reconnect with it. When the sun rises, she will be trapped in her monstrous form, left vulnerable and doomed to die. This belief has led to protective rituals in many rural Filipino homes. Pregnant women often sleep with garlic and blessed oil near their beds. Families hang thorny plants near their windows, believing that the manananggal's wings will get caught in them if she tries to enter. Despite these precautions, stories of her attacks persist. Some say that even if you kill one, another will take its place. Because the manananggal isn't just a monster, it's a curse. Could the legend of the manananggal have roots in real-world fears? Some historians believe the story was used to explain miscarriages and sudden infant deaths in rural communities. Others think it could have been a warning tale against women who lived outside societal norms. especially those who remained unmarried or independent. There's also the possibility that the legend has connections to actual medical conditions. People suffering from extreme tuberculosis or malnutrition often become emaciated, their bodies appearing sunken, their ribs protruding, a look that could resemble the Manananggal's skeletal frame. Some cases of sleep paralysis, where individuals wake up unable to move while experiencing terrifying hallucinations, might also explain why people feel as if something monstrous is hovering over them at night. But science aside, the fear remains. Because even in modern times, reports of flying creatures in the Philippines surface now and then. Is it mass hysteria? A trick of the imagination? Or could something truly be lurking in the shadows? The Manananggal is one of the most terrifying creatures in folklore, blending human and monster, beauty and horror. Whether she's a myth passed down through generations or something more sinister, one thing is certain: her story has never faded. So next time you hear something strange outside your window at night, be careful. And if you ever see an abandoned lower half of a body standing motionless in the jungle, do yourself a favor. Don't wait to see what returns for it. Would you dare to stay overnight in a village where the Manananggal has been sighted? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more terrifying folklore. Until next time, keep your windows shut and your garlic close.